All right, fam. So here's the sitch. Election day. Everyone is anxiously awaiting the results, and I really needed to record this earlier, but just didn't have the opportunity. So in 2020, when the election occurred, I knew that Donald Trump would not get into office. There were so many people that were saying he's going to get in, he's going to get in, he's going to win, it's going to be all these things, right? But I knew that he wouldn't. And I didn't broadcast that. But I knew he wouldn't. And here's the reason why. He, with Jared Kushner at the helm, created the deal of the century. And the deal of the century ultimately splits Jerusalem. It says that Jerusalem ultimately doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs to the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims. And there's scripture that says, right, that we're supposed to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. But if you divide my land, I will divide you, basically. So whatever is done to God's land will be done to you. So I knew that Donald Trump wouldn't get in. Now, that aside, do I believe that he actually won the election? Yes, I do. However, I do believe that there was election fraud. That being said, God still used that. So it's interesting because, as we're going through this election cycle, again, I'm having very distinct feelings, not that thus saith the Lord, but I'm having very distinct feelings in regards to what the outcome of this election will be. And so I was having a conversation with my mother a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about it, and she had mentioned, Donald Trump overthrew Jezebel last season or last election cycle, which Jonathan Cahn, who is a messianic rabbi, has written many books in regards to prophecy, in regards to biblical truths, in regards to patterns repeating themselves over and over again. And so in one of his books, and I can't remember the title, so I apologize, he mentions that Trump is paralleled to Jehu, who overthrew Jezebel, whose husband was Ahab, and he connected those dots with Bill Clinton being Ahab and Jezebel being Hillary Clinton. And so Jehu, who is loud and obnoxious and went running into the Capitol, ultimately overthrew Jezebel. And so as my mom and I were talking about this, she was like, well, Trump overthrew Jezebel last time, so he could do it again. And I said, but there's not a picture of a second Jezebel that way, except for the great harlot, the Jezebel that sets herself up as queen in regards to the book of Revelation. I believe it's Revelation 18. And it was in that moment that I realized something. I was like, he's not going to win. He's not going to win, because I believe that she has to win to be able to set herself up as queen, to be able to usher in the destruction of America. To be able to usher in the destruction of America based on Deuteronomy that says that the blood that is shed in the land has to be redeemed the exact same way that the blood was shed. And we have killed over 60 million babies in abortion, and I believe that that is going to be the judgment that is going to be brought on us. And with her setting herself up as queen and winning the election, whether by fraud or true winning, I believe that God will still use that, because God used wicked kings to bring destruction to the people of Israel when they were committing all these sins against him. When they were breaking his law. So I am not saying thus saith the Lord. I am not saying that this is prophetic. I'm simply saying that based on my study of scripture for over 40 years in regards to the book of Revelation, in regards to pieces of information from people like Jonathan Cahn, Perry Stone, Troy Brewer, many different prophetic teachers, I just do not believe that we have another opportunity for redemption. I believe that anything is possible, but I believe that this, especially in regards to Israel, everything that's happening in Israel right now, with Iran poised to attack Israel with a nuclear weapon. Iran can't attack Israel with a nuclear weapon without attacking America with a nuclear weapon. Seriously, the Islamic faith calls America the great Satan and Israel the little Satan. So there's no way they're going to attack Israel with a nuclear weapon without attacking us as well. And we know that there's been Russian nuclear submarines seen off the coast, the Gulf of Mexico. We know that there's all kinds of foreign entities that are infiltrating our society, infiltrating the United States. And there's been a lot of people that have prophesied, that have had dreams that say that there's a nuclear attack coming, and I believe that that's the case. And I do believe, again, based on Revelation 18, based on a word that God gave me when I was very young, one of those things was I would see the events of the book of Revelation take place. I would be taken out of the events of book of Revelation, and America was Mystery Babylon. So I believe America has to be destroyed, either simultaneously in conjunction with, or very close to the rapture. But all that being said, I hope and pray that I am wrong. I hope that I am wrong and that that's not the case, and that we do have an election that is fair, that is honest, and that the right person rises to power and can bring America back to a place where we are thriving. So I hope that that's the case, but I just don't see that happening. So I just pray for this nation this evening and for all of us, and that we would continue to walk in unity, not in our own wisdom and understanding, but in the word of the Lord. So God bless you, and keep looking up.